How about if I need something to have at open house, maybe I want an economic forecast at open house. If I want something that I want now, I probably don't want to spend a whole bunch of money printing those and mailing them. But since I can get them by email, I can email them out to my sphere of influence. I could easily email those out. And believe it or not, people do not have access to that information. So they find it really interesting. Okay? They find it shocking and amazing sometimes. So I can share that information that you just received with my sphere of influence. So sometimes you're wondering, well, I say that I'm going to be in contact with them. What the hell am I going to send them? Well, probably 5 times a year, you could send them an economic indicator report. At least twice a year, I can send you an AEDC report, okay? And then there's Mr. Goldsmith puts ones together, Neil Fried puts ones together, Realtors puts one together, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And people love it, right? Because when you're talking about those economic indicator reports, you guys, so many of them, look at all of the businesses that they touched. It probably, if they have a job, or if they have a sector in there that's mentioned, they're going to hone in on that. If I want to actually do another one up on that, let's say I know that these particular people in my sphere of influence work in the transportation industry. So what am I going to do with that same report? I'm going to highlight the transportation. I just might send them that page because maybe they don't care about everything else, but maybe there's something interesting. Maybe I might even follow that up with a question. Hey, I just went to the AEDC luncheon. You're in the transportation industry. This is what they said about it. What do you know? People love to be experts, you guys. People love to be experts in their fields. So maybe take that up with somebody, okay? So those same economic reports, you could be sending those out to your sphere of influence, and you could be targeting people in those industries. Smart? Super smart, okay? In the meantime, if you or someone you know is planning on making a move, call me and I'll assist you in any way I can. You can reach me at I look forward to speaking with you soon. Sincerely, your name, your real estate professional. P.S. I need your help. May I count on you to tell 2 friends or family members about me? What am I asking you to do? Refer me. Refer me. You're asking for business. Okay, you're asking for business. All right, I got a sample letter number 3. Dear Teresa, I'm pleased to report that I'm now associated with Jack White Real Estate as a real estate licensee. This move represents a fulfillment of a long-term goal, and I consider it a real compliment to have been invited to affiliate with our Anchorage's best firm, or Wasila's best firm, or Soldotna's best firm, or Kenai's best firm. Quite frankly, I'd like to be a realtor. Further, I would like to be the name that comes to mind when people ask you for a recommendation. I recognize that this is a privilege is earned, and over the next year, I'll direct my attention to this process. From time to time, I'll be sending you information of interest about the real estate market. In addition, I invite you to call me with any real estate concerns. They do not have to be buying or selling related. With the backing of the most respected real estate company in the state, an extensive ongoing training program, and my desire to earn your business, I am hopeful that our professional relationship will grow. In the meantime, if you or someone you know is planning on making a move, call me and I'll assist you in any way I can. I can be reached at blah, blah. Sincerely, your name. P.S. Remember, I need your help. Please refer me to your coworkers and friends. I will take great care of them. Is there anything in here that sounds that you like or that sounds like something that you could do? Anything in there that you could take away that you might be able to use? Okay, so here's your goal. My first goal for you, okay, and I want this by the end of next week. So I have a job for you, and I want it by the end of next week. I want your sphere of influence with at least 50 people in it by next Friday. 50 people by Friday. Now, some of you, that's going to be super simple. Some of you have who has more than 50 friends on Facebook that are not real estate related. You've got more than 50 friends on Facebook. Okay, you're done. But now you have to do one other thing. You got to get them in a spreadsheet, okay? And I need some additional information about them, okay? And one of the things that you might have to be doing from now until next Friday is you might have to be doing stuff like Facebook stalking them. Maybe you have to call them up on the phone. because I need you to get as much information about them as possible. I want to know their phone number. I want to know their birthday. If they're married, I want their anniversary. I want to know if they have any kids. I want to know what the kids' names are. And I want to know kind of any additional information about them. Why do you need that stuff, guys? Okay, Facebook, God bless, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of things I despise about Facebook, but I love the fact that people that you know and like share all their information with you. Okay, they also go on there and tell you what TV shows they like, what sports teams they like, what movies they like, what music they're listening to. And, you know, occasionally if there's something that somebody sometimes they put their causes that they're really passionate about, if they have a cause. Okay, I'm interested in that all of a sudden. Okay, so 50 people by next Friday. 50 people by Friday. Does anybody in here besides me still send out Christmas cards? I send out Christmas cards. Okay, how many Christmas cards do you send out a year? I send about 100 Christmas cards a year. If I have a Christmas card list, even though these are people that are all across the country, and in my case, I even send some overseas. Okay, what am I already going to tell you? What do you know about selling real estate and referral fees? I can receive a referral commission on any real estate transaction that is done through a licensed real estate broker anywhere in the world.
My sister moved to California 2 days ago. She just got an offer on her house.
There you go. And you're going to get a referral. Are you serious? You're going to get a referral fee on your sister's property? Can I tell you, Air 5 makes me super proud of you. Thank you for doing that. But it's true. You know people, and they'll of course help you. Okay. So if you nothing else, your Christmas card list, Facebook. Okay. Now I have a problem with my Facebook. Okay. 90% of the people on my Facebook are realtors. 90%. Okay. Now, do I send my good high-end goods to people who are realtors? No. No, but I still want to maintain good relationships with other realtors. Okay, I still do. Okay, sample announcement letter number 4. Okay, I want to share some exciting news with you. I've started a career listing and selling real estate with the largest and most successful brokerage firm, Jack White Real Estate. My affiliation with the company gives me access to the latest technology available in the real estate field, as well as the best support staff in the business. With the backing of a highly respected real estate company, our extensive training program, and my desire to earn your business, I'm hopeful that our professional relationship will grow. With your permission, I'll send out information from time to time about our real estate market. I invite you to call me with any real estate questions or concerns. They don't have to be related to buying or selling. I'd be pleased to assist you if you're planning, or if someone you know is planning on buying or selling, please call me. I can be reached at office or by email. I look forward to speaking with you. Please share the enclosed business cards with a friend. Okay? All right. What we need to do right now, guys, is to take a 10-minute break, and then we'll be right back. Does that sound great? Because I know it would be good to do that. I'll see if anybody was calling. Yeah, come on out.
Listening to you reminds me of reading the Bible. What are talking about?
What's that?
Listening to you is like reminding me of reading the Bible. All of a sudden, I find myself in this story.
You're going, that's me?
That's me.
That's me?
Pull it out my notebooks.
Okay, I'm going to be right back.
I can see that coffee cup on the back of the cart really working. Don't get excited.
Hello, sir. I'm awesome. How are you, sir? Are you really? Because, you know, if you looked closely, this should be saving your life. Yeah. Oh, you are, you amazing man, you. And I should have made it really simple for you too. I love you back. Come back. You just say I was awesome. Yeah, I will send you back, for every class that you did, I'll send you a certificate. And I can have those, but if you have everything done, you still have to understand that I have to um, review everything. And then I can probably, when is your drop dead? Okay. Yeah, I can get them too, but I still have to look at everything. Okay. Okay. Is that fair? Okay. Of course. It's absolutely wonderful. Okay, wonderful. Thanks. I'm glad. Congratulations. Glad you got it done. Bye. Mhm. Okay.
Remember his last name? Oh.
Hey, Vivian, it's Teresa. I need Alex right now. I'm done teaching and I can't get what I'm showing on the computer on the screen. Yeah, and he needs to come down to the training room right now. Thanks. And if you don't get a hold of him, can you page him? Thank you so much. Bye.
So she contacted, how did she get? She saw me. Was, I reached out.
Can you tell me what my trouble is?
Do you want me to mirror it, or do you want me to?
Well, I'm just not sure why it's not showing. Is it me?
It's just because remember, last time,
No.
I just made it do that thing.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Because I want to show videos too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So I just don't know how to know. I'm just like.
Do you want me to just make it whatever
Yes,
they see
that
is
would
what
be-
you see?
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, I will do that.
Because otherwise, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to lose it, and I'm going to start to lose my murmur.
The mojo.
I know. No, I'm going to start to become nasty. When technology doesn't work.
There you go. So whatever you see is
Thank
whatever
you.
they see.
Yay.
Okay.
So is everybody ready? Yes. Thanks for being back. Do you want me to show you how easy it is to set up a workbook in Excel? Are you interested? How super simple this can be? Okay. So setting up a workbook in Excel. Probably if you want to start bringing your computers in and you want to see this, great. And you're going to walk away from this and you're not going to remember. It's going to be fine because I will sit down with you one-on-one and do this with you. I also have a template that I can just send you. Okay. So Excel is really simple. It's just a database, right? Okay. And you see where it says sheet 1 down here? Okay. So this can be your front sheet. And then guess what you can do? This is called creating a workbook. I'm just going to create sheets. Okay, and whatever means something to you. So now I'm going to rename this sheet. I'm going to call these I'm going to come down here. I'm going to call these buyer leads. I'm going to call this open house leads. Why do I want to know where my business is coming from? You are so smart. So I know for Dean, for example, you do advertising, right? And I know, and I'm trying to get that. There we go. End. Backspace. There we go. Okay. I'm going to call this sheet 4. Is that Homes and Land, or what book is that? 49th State. Okay. How about, what else? What else could I have? Email leads? What would you call it? What other places do you get? Tell me all the places you get your business. Floor time, perfect. Okay, so we had open house, floor. I've got something. How about farming? And I'll talk to you about farming in a second. Any other places you're going to get? Do you want to do Facebook or social? Should I just call it social media? Okay, social media. Okay, and maybe this is like too overwhelming for you to start. Maybe you just want to start with sheet 1, okay? And I get that. That's absolutely fine for you to do this. But every single one of these is its own page. Do you get that? So buyer leads, seller leads, open house leads, okay? Floor time, farming. And you probably, whatever you do the most is what you want to have there, but you have to start with a list. So I'm going to start over here. And so I just made separate sheets for all of these different people so that I can sort them, okay? And if this is too big of a deal for you, don't do it in separate sheets. Do it like this. Say buyer leads, seller leads. Do you see that? I'll just go down. And then I can go in here and I can, obviously, you guys, I can add rows super easily. So I can keep expanding this out. So it's just one ginormous thing. So if having separate, for me, my mind, how I work is separate sheets make sense to me. Okay, so that I can go and flip back and forth and find out where this person is. But if just one sheet makes sense to you, I don't care. It's how you are oriented, not how I'm oriented, okay? So I'm going to go up here to this very top of this column. So I'm on 1A. Do you see that? And I'm going to call this first name. I'm going to call this last name. Okay, what other stuff do you think I need? I'm going to start with address. How about? And actually, I'm going to start mine differently. I'm going to start by email address. Okay, then I'm going to say mailing address. How about? Okay, and then I'm going to say meaning address. And I'm going to say city, state. I don't want to have an address be in all one column. Does that make sense to you? An email address I do, but I want to have physical address or mailing address, city, state, zip. And the reason is it makes it easier to do labels, and it makes it easier if one thing changes, you only have to go change that. You know, like if their zip code changes, that's easier, okay? And I can tell you from bitter experience, this is the better way to do it, okay? If you just have this all written across one line, you can't do mail merges, you can't create labels, you can't do all kinds of different things that you can do with this. So city, state, zip, okay? Zip code, what other stuff? Oh, no. It flipped me to a different. Okay. Zip. Okay, what else? Phone number? What else? Birth date. Kids. Dogs. What else? That's right. She said it's like the ultimate creeper list. I'm like, you say that like that's a weird thing. We're in business. What other, so tell me what else I want to know, Dean, about these people. What else do I want to know? Okay, what else do I want to know? I want to know their kids. I want to know their anniversary. What else do I want to know? Okay, so their move-in date. Yeah, move-in date. Perfect. Closing, how about I say closing date? Does that sound good? Anything, what else do I want to know about them? I'm going to tell you the other thing that I want to put in here is last contacted. Oh, yeah. Here, you want comments? I got comments for days. Comments, okay? So now you can do this any way you want to. I can go up here and I can drag this, or I can just go, I can just hit.
Do you have this on the cell thing that you're emailing if we ask for it?
Say that one more time, please.
Do you have it where it's like this on the email that you send out? where it has all this, or should I take a picture of this so I know what to write in the thing?
Oh, no, oh, I'm sorry. The one I can send you is going to mirror this, but you can also go add whatever you want to, okay? So I've got first name, last name. My most important thing, I think, is email address, okay? Maybe even, I would even tell you, maybe even I want to have, so I'm going to insert a new column here. Are you ready? I'm just going to insert. Maybe I even want to have a phone right here. Okay, maybe I don't like how I ordered things. I can do that really easily, okay? So I'm going to say, and I'm just going to use myself, you guys. So Teresa Block, I'm going to be at tblock@jackwhite.com. Now watch this. Do you see how easy this is? I can just click on that and it will expand to whatever. Or you can drag it over, okay? And I'm going to say, here's my phone number. Now, I'm also going to do this. Why am I going to do this? Again, bitter experience, you guys. Why am I going to include the zip? Why am I going to include the area code? You got a lot of people who are keeping their out-of-state phone numbers, okay? So 222-7565, and it just flipped. I'm sorry, it's flipping. It's because the keyboard is small. It just flipped to another sheet, but that's okay because we'll go like this. You think I was on floor? Well, you are the smartest girl in the room. Look at you watching, okay? So basically what I'm here to tell you is if you can type, if you can open this spreadsheet and you can type, you can use Excel. This is not scary stuff, okay? Okay, mailing address. And again, I'm going to come up here and it's going to do that automatically. It's going to expand that column automatically. And somehow I lost state. Do you see that? City. So I'm going to insert a column right there. So if I miss something, do you see how that's not that terrible? Okay, and I'm going to keep going and I'm going to keep filling this in. So this is a contact. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do what? Every time. What am I going to do? Save it. I'm going to save it on the computer. I'm going to save it wherever I want to. Okay? Save as. All right, just save the data. And I'm going to say save. Computer. Perfect. See that? So I'm going to save it. Every time I put somebody in here, I'm going to save. Okay? Now, again, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to keep leads on separate pages. If you don't want to do that, you keep one just gigantic spreadsheet. Is that easy? Now that you have your leads, so every single time I know somebody, so I'm going to take my address book. If I can't, if I don't have a way to import it, I'm going to type it. Okay? But you're going to be accessing, this is going to be your database. Okay? You're going to be accessing this database, hopefully daily. Okay? Now, there's another way you could set this up. Are you ready? Hot leads, warm, cold. What's hot, warm, and cold? What do I mean by a hot lead, a warm lead, and a cold lead? Hot is who you're working with right now. Hot is a buyer who is buying or a seller who has you listed. So that's a hot lead. Warm lead is somebody who tells me in the next, you give it whatever period of time that you are comfortable with in the next 6 months, 8 months, year, 2 years, whatever it is going to buy or sell. Okay? And then cold lead is somebody that you were working with who ended up not purchasing right now, renting instead of buying, changing their mind on listing, but that you don't want to lose their information. Okay? So you have warm, hot, and cold, right? So that could be just 3 spreadsheets. Okay, if you don't like the way I do it, I like to track if you're, so Dean, how much, can I ask how much you're paying for that ad in 49th Estate? You're paying $740 a month. I'm going to bet if I'm Dean, I want to know that if I put an ad in that and I'm paying $740 a month, I want to see what kind of return I'm getting on my investment. So I want to track what people are being attracted by that. Then I also want to track if, even though a seller says, well, I saw you in 49th Estate. So I'm going to be like, okay. Then I know that that $740 that month that I spent is worth it. But if I have 6 months of nobody telling me that they saw me in that magazine, I might want to sit down, and I'm not saying you want to stop that. I'm just saying you might want to reevaluate if people aren't utilizing that particular magazine. So do you see how this can really be kind of a total business check and balances system? Like if I'm not meeting anybody at open house, okay, well maybe I need to stop doing open house. If I'm getting everybody off a floor, I need to do more floor. Do you see that? If I'm farming a neighborhood and I'm getting all of my clients off of farming a neighborhood, I need to do that. Simple? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So, and then social media, who's in my Facebook? Who did I add in my Facebook? Okay, some people have to have multiple lists. Okay, and then sometimes you have to cross-reference them. There's an easy way called a VLOOKUP to cross-reference all these people, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. I need you to get 50 people in this spreadsheet. If you don't have a computer that has Excel, guess what we have upstairs? We have computers. And I'm almost 100% certain they have Office loaded on them. If not, come sit down with me and I'll help you do this, okay? If nothing else, you can print out something like this that has people's names across the top, where you can start tracking people. I don't care how you do it, but you got to do this. Now, why is this important? What's that? This is the absolute 100% backbone of your business. Okay, so if you are, and are you ready? This is also called scalability. Okay, I think I talked to you about this one or 2 days ago, but I think I told you that there's been some licensees that have actually sold their businesses. What did they sell? They sold this database. Okay, would you like to, at the end of your career, be able to take your database and sell it? And sell your business?
My inspector did it last year, and I'm currently using his new people.
Is that right? Do you have any idea how much he made off of that? Okay. Mary Tutterow sold her business to Sarah Haltness. Anybody notice that Sarah Haltness is in the same position that Mary Tutterow, and maybe a lot of you don't know. She was one of the #1 licensees at Dynamic Properties for about 20 years. She sold her business to a young gal, and that gal has the same position that Mary Tutterow did. Because not only did she sold her database, but she also sold all of her materials. She sold her logos, she sold her websites, she sold her hard goods, she sold her how she did her business, how she processed, everything. She sold that as a little business in a box. Now, if I could be the #1 licensee at a particular company, and would that be worth buying that business? Would that be worth buying that database? Okay, do you see that? That's worth buying that database. So do you get how important this is? Do you understand that a lot of businesses sell? This is exactly what they're selling, a database. And if you have one, you have something that's marketable. If you're brand new and you decide to get out of the business, you can actually turn your leads into referral income. How do you like them apples? Do you get that? Is that perfect? Okay, so that's how you do that. Does that seem very difficult? Do you think you can handle that? If you need some additional help, who's going to help you? I am. Okay, no problem. Okay, so that's the database. Oh, okay. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about, and I normally, if we would have had the computer set up this morning, you guys, I would have started with this. But there are coaches out there, you guys. There are websites out there that you can go, and if I'm sitting around and I'm not doing anything, I'm probably, or if I'm putting together my database, one of the things that I'm going to do is look for some stuff for my business. Now, Mike Ferry is a real estate coach, and he's been a real estate coach for probably 30, 40 years, okay? And he has an entire website called mikeferry.com. And you can pay a ginormous amount of money for the Mike Ferry system. And if you work the Mike Ferry system, can I tell you something? You're going to be very successful. But the one thing that Mike Ferry did was he launched a YouTube channel, okay? And I don't know about you, but I spend a fair amount of time on YouTube. I actually like YouTube. I didn't get it at first. Now I get it, okay? So one thing I do, you're going to find me when I'm sitting in my office, and pray God you can hear. Oh, hang on. I'm going to come back to this at the break because this is going to work or I'm going to have a heart attack. One of the things I do every single day is I immerse myself into something that has to do with real estate. Okay, so something that pumps me up, something that that I can watch, I can listen to. So there's a whole bunch of stuff on YouTube. So if you just wanted to, so let's just say you don't want to do Mike Ferry. Let's just say I'm worried about going on a listing presentation. Look at this. So this agent has the 12 listing presentation mistakes real estate agent makes that kill their confidence, 17 minutes. Kevin Ward is a real estate coach. He has a live listing presentation role play, real estate scripts, land listing presentation video, Mike Ferry sales system week 8, the best listing presentation demo, 10 steps for a great listing presentation. That's Tom Ferry. Tom Ferry is Mike Ferry's son, who has his own coaching company. Okay, Rockstar listing presentation by Kevin Ward. What am I noticing? I'm noticing some of the same people. Listing presentation plus the secret: how to get more real estate listings. That's 13 minutes of my life. Real estate training: how real estate agents wow at listing presentations, part 1. Okay, 12-point listing presentation real estate system presentation plus. Overcoming listing presentation objectives. That's an 8-minute thing. This will transform your listing presentation 35 minutes. Okay, so when you're sitting there doing something else, or if you're on floor time and the phone's not ringing, what can you be doing? I can be getting some additional training and information. Okay, I can see what some of these things are. So when I'm washing dishes, do you want to know what I have playing when I'm washing dishes? I'm not watching television. I told you I watch the evening news, and I watch the World News Report, and I watch the evening news. Then I have my computer set up while I'm cooking, cooking and cleaning up after dinner, doing laundry, whatever. I have something playing all the time. And normally it has something to do with real estate. Okay, and I'm looking to see what are good quality materials that I can share with you guys, what are tips and things that I can share with you, what are downloads that I can show you. I'm looking at stuff like that. Okay, so one thing that I can suggest that you start to do is, if you know, I am going to suggest something to you, I want you to be very, very comfortable doing a listing presentation. I want you to be very comfortable doing a buying presentation. Okay, I want you to see who has good stuff. I also want you to know, oh my God, that stuff is crap. That's terrible. Okay, so I'm not going to watch that. But pretty much, do you think you have 17 minutes or 30 minutes or something that you could spare? If some of these are too long, you know, I don't have 30 minutes, or I don't have the attention span for this. I can watch for 10 minutes. Some of these are 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to pop one of these on while I'm sitting there doing something else, and I just spend a lot of my time listening. Okay, what other things do you think they have on real estate? Oh, look at that. Role play, objections, Kevin Ward, Tom Ferry, Keller Williams, Mike Ferry, listing presentations in Australia. I wonder what that would be like. Maybe we should watch that. I don't know, right? And then these guys who have these websites. So this is Mike Ferry, and he has a complimentary real estate coaching downloads. Okay, so you can go on here and you can literally, there's an audio download, creating a business plan. He's got a 15-month business plan, daily tracking form. Look at this. By the way, when we move into tomorrow, I'm going to be handing this out to you. This is a daily tracking form, and he has it on his website. So this is auto-fillable. Why might you like an auto-fillable form? Do you like working on the computer more than you like handwriting? So if you like working on the computer, you could have this. So and you could do this daily tracking form. So today is Wednesday. Oh, he wants a date format. So today is, what's the date today? 8th, it's today the 8th? 7th, 6th? What's today the 6th? Okay. None of us know what day today is. We should start there. We should know what day today is. Okay. Okay. So field should match the format. Month, day, year. Oh, I see. No, oh, I see. That's my problem. I don't have 2015. So 8, what was it? 6, 2, 0, 1, 5. Will you let me move now? Yay! Okay, so, and then my name, right? I can say, okay, centers, so this is how many contacts, right? This is a week, this is a tracking form for the week, right? So I can say, how many people did I contact on my center of influence? How many expired did I look at? How many for sale by owners did I look at? How many past clients did I look at? How many just listed, just sold did I look at? How many ad calls did I take? Do you get that? Where did I get my leads? So why do you think Mike Ferry wants you to track where your business comes from? Yeah. And one thing you're going to find out is sometimes where your business is coming from is not where you think it's coming from. That's really interesting. You know, and sometimes people, it's going to be a friend of yours referred you business. Sometimes it's going to be from an ad. Sometimes it's going to be from the Jack White website where they saw your fit. And why do they go on the Jack White website and what do they look at? They look at your bio and they look at your picture and they look at your face and sometimes they just say, oh my gosh, you look nice. Or they read your bio and they say, there's something about you that is in common with me. Okay? So let's look at some of these things. So the other thing this really helps you understand is, do you notice that center of influence is number 1 here? Do you notice that? Center of influence. Okay? This is the number 1 way you're going to build your business, is people that you know you, and people that you meet. Okay? That's the number 1 way. And then how are you going to keep track of those people? Okay? How are you going to keep track of them? And it is a business killer not to keep track of people in your database. It's a business killer. Okay? Okay. So I'm gonna go now, okay, onto, so one of the ways that I can use this form is to be like, okay, did I talk to you about yesterday the hot sheet? No? I showed you where all this stuff was located, right?
Yeah, all the stats.
Yeah, I showed you the stats, okay. So now I'm in Flex. And I'm going to show you the hot sheet, okay? So daily, I'm going to go to daily functions, okay? And you see hot sheet is number 1 because it's the most utilized thing every single day. And I'm going to go to the hot sheet. And I'm in the Anchorage market area. So I'm using area 5 from downtown. And where's your map? So you know exactly what I'm looking at, area 5. And I'm going down to all the way to Boniface Parkway. Now, I only want to, personally me, I'm not interested in every single one of these property types. So I'm not going to run an entire hot sheet on every single one of these property types. I'm only interested personally in residential, condominium, vacant land, and commercial. I'm sorry, multifamily. I'm not interested in commercial. Okay, so do you see, I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to shift and I'm going to go to 4. So residential, condominium, vacant land, and multifamily. Okay, and I'm going to say run 24-hour hot sheet. And it's going to show me a list of every single property. So from 24 hours ago, there are 38 new listings in Anchorage that just popped up in 24 hours. Okay, now look at this. If I drop down this little menu right here, there are 38 new listings. There are 9 listings that were canceled. What does that mean? That could be a possible opportunity for you. There are 12 listings that were closed. Now, some of you are going to say, I don't need to look at closed listings. And I'm going to tell you that's a huge mistake, not to look at closed listings on the hot sheet. Okay, this is something that you're doing once a day. Some people are on this hot sheet 4, 5, 6 times a day. Okay, so 3 listings went expired. What are expired listings? Expired listings are an opportunity for you to have a listing appointment. Okay, 17 properties went pending. That means from 17 offers were accepted and the listing licensees pended the property yesterday. Okay, no listings were withdrawn from the market. 4 listings were extended. That's interesting. I like to know that. 3 listings came back on the market. They either DFT'd or a seller finally got their property ready to go. There were 27 price changes. I totally care about that. The only thing I don't care about, and I'm just going to be 100% honest with you, is the last category is called text changes. 71 people went in and updated the text somehow, probably in either their comments or their confidential remarks or their listing remarks. I don't care, okay? But I'm going to start with new listings. Okay, so here they are, and here's a list of them. Now, how can I sort these? I can sort these on price, and I can sort ascending or descending order. So the cheapest property is going to, if I sort this way, the cheapest property is going to show on top. Then it's going to go down to the most expensive. Guess what I like to do? I like to start descending.
That is a great tool.
Did you know that? I use it all the time. So I like to look.
When you do price per square foot,
Yep.
you do your CMA.
Yep, exactly. So I like to look at the most expensive listings to the least expensive listings. That's how I like to look at it. And that sometimes the reason is I want to know that there's $1 million listing. I might want to look at the photos, but I don't really care. Okay, so I kind of want to go through them a little bit. All right. So there are some vacant land listings here. Okay. So on North Point Bluff Drive, there is for $569,000. Here's a listing. Kevin Sigafus has this one. So what am I going to do? I'm going to open it up, you guys. I'm actually going to close this bar over here. And I am going to change my report. I don't know why it does this. It defaults to the public report. I've got to call MLS and get that changed. I want to have the full listing. Okay, now I'm looking at this property. First thing I'm doing is I'm checking in. And one of the other reasons that I want you to look at the hot sheet every day and that we're actually doing this right now is you need to learn how to read a damn listing. You need to learn how to read a listing, which means you need to understand listings are broken out, okay? And every MLS listing in Flex MLS, they're all broken out the same. So if I want to know who the builder is, I should be able to go point that out and know where it is. If I want to know what area it's in, I should know where that's in. If I want to know what there's a couple key things that people key in on. How many bedrooms, how many baths, how many garages. Original price, current, how many days on the market. What are the schools, price per square foot? There should be a couple things that I know, and I have to know where on this listing to find it very quickly. The other thing is if you're doing an open house and you're going to have a listing printout with you and somebody's asking you a question and you don't know the answer on the top, you can look at it and you know where it's at immediately. Okay, so this listing on North Point Drive, 1062 North Point Bluff Drive. Number 1, I don't know where it's at. Anybody know where North Point Bluff Drive is? I don't. So I look at MLS area, which is right here, guys. It says it's in downtown Anchorage. Now, Kimberly, the other thing that you were saying is I need to help with knowing where all the neighborhoods are. So this actually, by going through the hot sheet every single day, will really help you. Okay, because you sit here and you go, okay, where is it at? School, elementary school, Government Hill. Okay, well, I know where Government Hill is. And then I go and I look at the directions. Across the overpass from downtown to Government Hill, I take a right at the light on Hollywood Drive to North Point Bluff Drive. Okay, now all of a sudden I know where this property is. Okay. So this is $569,000. It has 3.5 bedrooms. So list price here, bedrooms here. Okay. 4 bedrooms, 2,446 square feet, 2-car garage, built in 2015. Okay. It's downtown and its zoning is R1. Right? Schools, Government Hill, Central and West. The lot size is 10,065 square feet. It is new construction. It's complete. The price per square foot is $232,000. Okay. The legal, I need to know if I'm going to write a contract on it, but I don't. It is new construction. The public remarks, all new Chugash from Spinell. Spinell is the who? Builder. Good. On the bluff with magnificent views of the city and mountains, main floor suite, modern design, yet warm and inviting with granite wood, steel, and glass finishes. The guest Callista off entry foyer with its own bathroom, additional 2 to 3 bedrooms and rec room downstairs, over 77,000 of options and upgrades included. Interesting. Spinell earnest money policy, 1% at contract, additional 2% at notice to proceed. Please use Spinell contract. Seller will pay $1,500 of buyer's closing costs. Prefers lenders will match up to $1,500 for a total of $3,000. What have they just told you? Number one, they've told you that Spinell has its own contract. You're not going to use the normal new construction purchase and sale agreement. You're going to have to get a contract from the listing licensee. They're also telling you they're willing to pay $3,000 of the buyer's closing costs. Okay. And then here, this is where all of your, this is where all of the features of the property are. Okay. So I need to know to show, call listing licensee, property contact. Okay. It says financing terms, Alaska Housing, cash, conventional VA, earnest money, minimum deposit, $5,500. Documents available for review that should be loaded on this documents tab right here, which I'm going to show you in a second. General contractor is Spinell. They have the name of their contractor's license, etc. Here are the features: basement, dishwasher, disposal, electric, family room, fireplace, microwave, built-in, telephone, washer dryer hookups, bedroom and bathroom on main level, CO detectors, carpet, laminate flooring, granite countertops, range, a downdraft range, and smoke detectors. They have features additional. It has a view, covenants and restrictions. What does that tell you if it has covenants and restrictions? Might have a homeowners association. As a matter of fact, it does, because then it says association information, North Point Homeowners Association. And I don't know if it said what the dues were. I didn't see dues, and I don't see them. But a homeowners association, that would be something I'd want to know. Okay. Landscaping, road service area, a bluff lot, home warranty. It's in the city limits. It has DSL cable available, paved driveway, and cable TV. Okay. Typically, guys, the next thing, what do you think the next thing you might want to look at is? After I've read the listing, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to the photos. Okay. I'm going to the photos. There's 13 photos on here. It has a covered entry. It's on the bluff. It's a blue house. There's a kitchen. I'm looking around. It's staged. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to my detail page. I'm also going to go looking at the tax documents, the documents. It says it's got a floor plan, the features, options, available options, earnest money contract. Oh, looky there. There's a Spinell earnest money contract. I don't have to call the listing licensee. It's right there. And the plot plan. Okay. For new construction, you guys, this is a great way for you to start learning about new construction, don't you think? So I can go jump on here and let's say, what do you want to see? How about the features, available options, and the plot plan? Let's look at these. I hit view printed documents. So it's going to make me a PDF of these documents, right? And I get to go look through here and take a look. Here's the options list. If you've never seen an options list, oh my gosh, you get to see an options list. And then you guys, are you ready for this? Do you want to know what builders charge for these options? They tell you exactly what they're charging. How do you like them apples? What do you think this options list also gives you on new construction? When you see an option list, this starts to tell you some additional things. What does it start to tell you? If a builder is charging this much to put something in, what does that help you understand when it comes to doing a CMA? What things cost. Thank you so much. What things cost. Okay. So let's look at this. This says for $10,000, budget for countertop and cabinet upgrades. They're saying a $10,000 budget. Okay. So it tells you. So basically, if I wanted to go through here, and he's going to tell you what exterior, a third car, an additional bay for a third car garage, $16,800. Okay. Steps off the deck, $1,300. Upper level deck, $2,950. Steps off the deck, straight run only, $660. Upper level deck, $3,000. Pilings for decks over 5 feet deep, $330 each. Deck additions, Trex, however many square feet, $20 times the square footage. Additional exterior handrails. So you can start to look at this. Exterior windows and exterior doors. Convert window to a slider door. $1,900. Optional handrail, $300. Upgrade a vinyl sliding door to what's called an atrium door, $480. Garage door entrance with the deadbolt, $700. Garage door opener with extra remote, $675. So do you see what I'm saying? So you start to understand what things cost. So these are great. These are wonderful for you to have. And typically they have a date on them. Why do I like using the most up-to-date I can find? Prices change, okay? So when people start asking me, how do you know what things cost? What can I tell you? I go look at right away. Builder cost sheets, okay? Did y'all know, is that an amazing thing for you to know right now? Okay. So I've looked at, so what are the, and then last thing that I typically do, you guys, I'm going to be really honest with you. I always hit the tax info and it says tax information could not be found for this listing. Do you know the reason why tax information cannot be found for this listing? It's brand new. Okay. It doesn't have an owner yet. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to my original list. Okay. I looked at North Point Drive. Now I'm going to look at, I've got a multifamily for $550. And my last tab was that, right? But now I'm going to go to the detail. So this is a number of units, 4. This is a 4-plex for $550. Now what do I know right now? A brand new 4-plex in area 10, which is Spenard. And I can look at my map and see where area 10 is. They're saying 550. Now I start to say, okay, there's 12 bedrooms and there's 4 units with 12 bedrooms. That means 4 3-bedroom units, right? Does that make sense? There's no garage. There's parking spaces. There's only one building. The building was built in 1964, and they're showing me a gross monthly income of $53,800. Okay, so the building itself is $4,464. So if I can use a little math on that, and there's 4 units, so approximately every one of these units is 1,100 square feet in some, maybe. Okay, they say it was updated in 2005. Turnagain, Romig, and West Anchorage. There's 2 parking spaces, it says. I'm going to bet you there's more than that. It's $123.21 per square foot. It has public remarks. Great location with fast access to downtown, midtown, and the airport. Rustic Goat right around the corner. Oh, by the way, is that a plus or a minus? That Rustic Goat is right around the way. What's that? Why do you think it's a minus? People in this area are having a hissy fit about the parking. Rustic Goat is bringing all, it's a really now a really super popular hotspot, and it's bringing all this, and it's in this is next to a residential neighborhood, and people are, so it wouldn't shock and surprise me that people want to sell this because of it being close to Rustic Goat, just between you and the lamppost, okay? It says, okay, so excellent rental, extensive remodel in 1998, metal roof, upgraded insulation, vinyl windows, vinyl siding, covered decks, closet organizers, bathroom, kitchens, etc. How long ago was 1998? That's so it had an extensive remodel in 1998. I don't even know if that's worth talking about, okay? It says it has a new heating system in 2005, new exterior paint, coin laundry, 2 covered parking spaces, and storage units for each. You'll be viewing unit 4 only. Why do you typically on a 4-plex only get to look at 1 unit? Yeah, because the owner can't afford you to move out, bother all the tenants. Serious buyers will have an opportunity to view the other units. Upstairs units are a bit bigger and have a dishwasher in them. Rents vary and are low for the area. It's always shocking and amazing to me how low rents are, okay? That's not accept. So I'm going to go look at again. What am I going to look at? Photos. And they have 1 photo of the exterior of the building. What am I going to tell you right now? Maybe. I'm also going to tell you if you're one of my listing licensees and you only have an exterior photo, I'm going to have words with you. Okay, I want more than 1 photo on a property. Now, if the only photo you have is this photo and you're getting ready to have some photos taken and this is the only one you have, okay, I'm going to listen to that. But is this the right way to launch this listing? No, it is not.
Yeah, just so like on a lot of multifamily, that there's only like 1, is it because there's a bunch of tenants?
Yes, and half the time it's because the tenants won't allow you in to take photos, and half the time it's because if you got in, you'd be shocked and amazed, okay? I am going to look at tax info. Now watch me. So Paul Richards owns this property. I can't call Paul Richards, but it just tells me. And this tells me that in The total value in 2015, according to the municipality of Anchorage, is what? $467,000, and she has this listed for $550,000. So I'm always looking at the difference, you guys, between the tax value and the listed price. And I'm always trying to figure out what factor they used. So some properties are going to be, you're going to watch it. It's going to be 5%, 10%, 15%, or 20% over tax. Unless you have a golden unicorn, it's a little bit tough to, in my market area, to go 20% over tax value. Okay, so a lot of times if you just do the math, you'll figure what factor they used. Okay, which also tells you something else as well. What does that tell you when you figure out the factor that they used? How other licensees who've been in the business longer or are working in this area know this is how much over tax you can charge. So all of a sudden I care about that number. Do you see that? Okay. Now, the other thing that I didn't look at on the other, and the reason why you don't look at it, I didn't look at it on the new construction, is there's no history. Does that make sense? The other thing that's really important to me right now is I want to look at the history. So supposedly, and this is only what's listed, not every property. So by the way, I can tell you right now, my house that I live in has never been listed in the multiple listing service. Never. Okay. The original owner bought it from the builder. The woman I bought it from, she was the first owner that lived in it. She was the first, I bought it for sale by owner. So that property has never hit the MLS. But any time if any property has been listed, okay, all the way back to the 90s, it's going to show its listing. Okay. Now the other thing that, and I'll watch this. So why do I want to look at the history? Why would that make any difference at all, you guys? I'm looking for, right? Exactly. So when they purchased it in 2005, right now, they're only selling it for about 11% more than they bought it. If this is the same owner, than they bought it for. So this building hasn't appreciated 50% or 20% or 30%. This building's, and this is the, no, I'm sorry, hang on, I'm going to go to history. I want to look at the 2005. Okay, number one, I want to see what did it look like when it was listed, and did it tell me anything else? Extensive remodel in 1998. Oh, look, they used the exact same verbiage. Do you see this? Same photo, same verbiage. What does that tell you? And I think they used the same gross income. Isn't that interesting? 50,880. Let's go back. Let's see. So why is that dangerous? Dean, tell me why they use the same thing. Why is using the old information dangerous on an old listing? Things change all the time, right? And do you notice that they didn't even update the information? That's a problem, you guys.
I will pull an old listing.
I will pull an, absolutely. Good. I will absolutely do the same thing. Yep. But I won't, unless their verbiage is phantasmo, which this is not, I will not steal this exact same verbiage on the listing. That's stupidity, you guys, because telling me that it had a recent upgrade in 1998 or an extensive remodel in 1998, that is how many years ago, as I said? That isn't even worth talking about, to be honest with you. Okay? All right. Am I telling the truth or am I lying? No, I mean, it's just not, it's of no value. Does that make sense to you? It's of no value saying that there was an extensive remodel 20 years ago. That doesn't tell me anything. Okay. So North Point Bluff Drive, look at this. Okay. I'm going to go back to the detail. So why am I doing this every single day, you guys? Mm-hmm. So I know the market. So I know, and I start with what's just come on the market. And and the more I read listings, the more I start to notice some things. I start to notice what things cost, what price per square foot is. That way, when I see a really low price per square foot, or I see something interesting, I can be like, oh my gosh, that's really good. Or like, ooh, I don't know about that. So do you see that? So I'm on here every single day. Oh my God, I hope this listing is on here. Before I take the break, let me just see, I hope this listing is still on here. There was a new listing yesterday and I almost died.
There's the Dr. Seuss.
Oh, do you want to see that Dr. House? Yeah, okay. Wait a minute, it was a 1.2 million. Hang on. See if I can find it. I'll find it for you though. There was a new listing that came on the market yesterday and it should not have been missed. People will run up and say, "Oh my God, did you see that house on the hot sheet?" I'll be like, "Oh my God, did you see that house on the hot sheet?" We'll be like, "Oh my God." Okay, so last thing before we go on break. The Dr. Seuss house.
Is it for sale right now?
I don't know.
It's up by Talkeetna, right?
Mm-hmm. Have you guys seen this house?
Not interesting.
This is in your market area, Dean. You should be telling me all about this house. I don't believe you. You snow machine and you've never been in Talkeetna. Look at what this guy built. So it's called the Dr. Seuss house. Do you see why? Do you see this? So some dude started working on this. See that? See that? See that? This is a real legit property. You can get close to it, but you can't get there.
Is it for sale?
I don't know that it's for sale, you guys. I just know that it's legit. It exists.
I was just kind of wondering what the value was on it.
Can't answer. Look at that. Look at that. Can you even imagine? That's the Dr. Seuss house. Okay, you guys, we need to go on a break. 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Do I get to steal you for 10
Yeah, you do, but I've got to get, hang on one sec. And then did you get this on dot loop?
No, Joss, I want to bring it to you before
Okay.
I did, so that way when I go to Jocelyn, we can wham it through.
Okay, right on. Give me 1 second. You have to be able to have sound in here.
Absolutely.
Where's my contacts? There's my contacts. Alex IT guy. My head's exploding inside.
What?
My head's exploding on the inside.
Ooh, mine's kind of exploding.
Mhm.
I love that.
You cannot have that. Oh. Alex? Hey, Alex, it's Teresa. I need sound. I need sound. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay. Dutch on that one, but that's okay. That doesn't affect this because I've actually already got them signed one. That was to, I don't know why that's there. They've already signed it.
But they can't.
It wasn't on this. Because it was part of the packet, for some reason I went ahead. The other one's all written in.
Okay, but
They'll need to
they have to
initial.
initial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So
And then
this
this is, you can't, oh, okay, perfect. You did do the date. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
everything's today.
Okay. Okay, good. That cannot be right. Did this? I don't think that's right.
It was on, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I only know because I thought it was Davies or something
Right,
like,
okay.
well, that's weird, but it's
Okay.
on an
It is?
actual.
Okay. I'm believing you. None. 921. Okay. So let me try. Oh, I know I want to be on. You rock my world. Thank you.
So many great suggestions.
Can we turn it up?
Like on my stream TV. And about half of them were suggestions that were duplicates of each other.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Okay. It's not Jack White Realty, it's Jack White Real Estate. but
Okay.
that's-
Am I okay with that? or do
Yeah,
need-
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Okay,
you
but
could,
in the
you could,
future.
it's Jack White Real Estate. Okay. And maybe well, you might want to change it because proposed closing date.
Oh, okay. Gotcha, because things change.
Things could change, so where's our
It's okay. It's so far, it's the only one I've got it.
proposed? Okay, so we'll do that.
Well, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, that's what I do when I have a change to a document.
And then,
There's
yeah,
no addendum or amendment. Yes, you're gonna have an issue with this.
I was wondering about that. That was the one thing I was
Yeah.
not sure about.
If you may want to get the offer accepted before you send over a waiver of property, because you said you might get the home inspected. You don't want to give away their position, just in case they choose at the
Oh,
last minute
okay.
not to do that. Okay,
Mhm.
this is, okay, you might want to say that, code compliance, good. And
Okay,
then-
no, I did, you marked the stuff on there and I looked at what, you
Yeah.
know, so we didn't really have any issues with anything on there because she's kind of got answers to the ones that you marked out, so we're all good. I need to print up another one of those.
I would print up, so here, let me do this, print up another one.
Yep.
Okay, there's a bill of sale, okay, lead-based paint, yep. Okay, you have to give them this.
Okay.
Great, so you're doing good.
Sweet.
How do you like pineapples?
Yay, that was all she wrote. Or, am I missing anything, I guess would be my,
The affiliate, do we have the affiliated business, you have your AREC, your affiliated business disclosure, disclosure conflict of interest, because we are closing that thing. You might want to include a copy of the pending listing. So you might go on to 15,
oh,
395
okay, I gotcha.
and just show that it's
Show that
pending.
it's pending, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think
Think we good?
you're good.
Thank you very much.
How was that?
Awesome.
Easy or hard?
This part wasn't hard for me. Because it was so far away, that was the hard part. And
Okay.
fitting it in with my schedule, just going and showing it in the house and stuff, so.
Mhm.
Because it was a jam-packed day. There was not a moment to do that. I did it anyway, but we're good.
Okay, so put those on the bottom.
These are extra.
And then, once you have that, then it looks to me that you're ready to
Awesome.
go.
To be honest, this would have been holy hell, even with all the training, if Rolf wouldn't have been there to help me.
Good.
I know that.
Well, of
So-
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I would have been sitting there last night myself, it wouldn't have looked this good.
Well, I'm proud of both of you then.
Thank you very
You're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome. Mm, 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 mm. Then. I have Alex IT guy is my name. I like that because that's how I think of people. You're the IT guy. Let me see. Okay, guys, on your phone, on your iPhone, if you're, oh, maybe here. Like, why are you not connected to the internet? My phone is not connected.
Internet yourself.
Is that my reason?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I can't even use the internet on your phone if you take it off like that.
Do you really? So it's saying, there, okay, now it goes. because that was becoming a problem.
Are you using this enough time? Does it usually work for you?
It usually does.
I don't mind if it's easy. It works on my computer, but it won't work on my iPad.
Yeah, it's giving me a. Okay, guys, you ready? Okay. So you remember when I was saying earlier about Mike Berry having a channel and something that you can watch every single day? So he has a complete sales system, and I can't even tell you how many weeks it has because it's quite extensive. But I want to start you off listening to week 1. Is that okay?
Welcome to Mike Ferry TV. It is, of course, the week of April 1st. I want to say thank you. You guys and gals sent us so many great suggestions as to what you'd like to see on Mike Ferry TV. And about half of them were suggestions that were duplicates of each other. About probably 50% of the rest were very, very technical topics that would only take possibly one show to cover. But about 25% of them really talked about, Mike, can you help us with more of the specifics of what it takes to become a better salesperson? So I took that 25%, which represented probably 70%, and you take everything together and said, okay, let's take that topic. And what we're going to do is we're going to, over the course of the next 22 weeks, it's a long series.
22 weeks.
A lot of participation, a lot of watching, a lot of learning, a lot of energy and enthusiasm on your part to make this happen. So let's pay very close attention to the fact that we're going to spend 22 weeks from now, April 1st, through the end of August. So by the time we complete this, 3/4 of the year will be done. We want to advance you forward in your skill development by taking you through all 21 steps of the Mike Ferry sales system. Now, if you've been around a while, you know that we say you have to manage your time, you have to prospect, you have to do lead follow-up, obviously, you have to pre-qualify, go on listing presentations, show property to buyers. You have to obviously be good at handling objections. You have to understand the process of closing the sale, negotiating, and then the hard part, starting over each week and each day. What we're going to do is not only take you through the initial 10, 11 steps, but we're going to take you through the next 10 to 11 steps, which are the ones we focus on and concentrate on with all the top producers in North America. So rather than just lay down the basic fundamentals and foundation for you, which we're going to do each week, I want to add to that because I want to open up the opportunity, open up your eyes, open up your thought process, the fact that, you know what, if you learn this stuff, if you do the things we say, in 2 or 3 years, you could be not only an incredibly productive salesperson, but one of the best salespeople in your marketplace. And it can happen to you. But there's a lot to learn, a lot to do. So this will be one of the few times that I'm going to recommend as you watch Mike Ferry TV each week, that you actually watch this particular program each day this week until we get to next week. And then you'll watch the next segment each day this week and continue. Because there's going to be a tremendous amount of information for you to learn. I don't want you to miss 1 week. Well, Mike, I'm going on vacation. Then have somebody record it for you. I got sick. You're not going to be sick for 7 days. It plays for 7 days. Watch it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start today with something that will help you see the possibilities, help you see what your future is going to be like, help you see what you could do and accomplish. Here we are, April 1st. About 90 days ago, I asked all of our 60 coaches to do the following for me. And then I asked all of our coaching clients to do the following. I said, anybody that has closed 50 or more transactions last year, or going to close 50 or more this year, send me your name and what your number is that you're going to close this year. Anybody that closed 50 or more, or is going to close 50 or more, I want name and number. I want to try to figure out not only what that number is these great agents are doing, so we can give you a specific number to target towards to be a superstar. And at the same time, I wanted to look at what were the qualities and characteristics of this group. Well, between our coaches and our clients, we received, I'm going to give you the exact numbers here, 589 of our coaching clients. 589 of our coaching clients are going to close this year in 2013 and are on track to do it. In fact, a lot of them are on track to do way more than 50. I mean, way more than 50. 589 are going to do this year, listen to this, a total of 52,421 closed transactions. Or to be very, very specific, they're going to average 89 transactions per person in this group. If you're a broker, an owner or a manager, wouldn't that be a great office? Wouldn't that be a great company? As an agent, I want you to just focus right now for a minute. What is your goal for 2013? What is realistic? Are you going to do 5, 10, 12, 15 transactions? Whatever that number is, that's great. But this group's going to average 89 transactions per person. That's awfully good production. Now, I'm going to look at two things today with you on this particular series. I'm going to look at what that means financially, and then I'm going to look at what they do to make that happen. Or in essence, what my view is of these great people. Because see, my belief is, and I've always felt this way, if somebody else is doing this, and we can identify what it is, we can do it ourselves. As long as you have the motivation, the desire to go out and perform. I don't think any one of you would ever say to me, to my face, Mike, I really don't want to earn a lot of money. I don't want to do a lot of deals. I don't think you're going to say that. Just the opposite. I want to earn more money. I want to do more deals. Now let's take a different approach. There has never been a better time than April 2013 for you to go out and make a lot of money in real estate. Everything is working in your favor. Watch. Interest rates are low.
Are interest rates still low?
Inventory is low.
Yes. Are inventory still
Prices are
low?
low.
Yes.
Huge amount of buyers in the marketplace.
True, true,
The
true. Still.
lenders have money to lend.
Yes.
The appraisers are playing nice.
Sort of.
This is your time to go out and do something spectacular between April 1st and the end of this year, and during this series from April to August, to learn what it takes to make that happen. My definition of a superstar, person doing 50 or more transactions per year. But my definition for the last probably 25 years. Some of your definition is to do more than 5 transactions in a year because that might make you the top agent in your office. Isn't that pathetic? So we want to build you.
He's
build your
very
confidence,
blunt.
Build your knowledge, build your power, build your base. So watch this.
Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. You gotta be kidding. Come on, that did not just, oh, it's right here. Sorry.
I'm going to tell you right now, I will tell you, average commission check is substantially more than $5,000 per. But at $5,000 per, they're going to earn this year $262 million in gross commissions. And that is a staggering figure. They're going to earn $250 million in commissions, or they're going to average, listen carefully, they're going to average $445,000 per person. $145,000. Okay, just take a breath, close your eyes, and this year you're given $445,000. Does that put a smile on your face? Does that make you a little happier in terms of who you are and what you do? Does that change your lifestyle and what you can accomplish? I think the answer is yes. Now, the people doing 50 transactions exactly out of our 589 are going to earn $250,000. But there's a
$250,000.
big stack of that 589 that are going to earn 750, and there's another big stack that will earn 1.5 million. I want you to get to a number substantially more than you've ever been to before. So what I did and what I want to do today is I want to look at you and say, what are some of the habits that they have in common? Because if you and I can develop the same habits they have, guess what? We're going to be a lot better off now than we were in the past. So I've identified 7 particular habits that these people have in common that are doing over 50 transactions per year. Number 1.
Should I write these down?
They are highly disciplined. Highly disciplined. Next week, when we talk about time management, you'll see the key to time management is the discipline you have to do your job a certain way every single day. Biggest problem in real estate, you're independent contractors. Nobody can tell you what to do. Because of that, if you don't show up, it's okay. If you do show up, it's okay. You've got to develop the time management skills. Well, now watch it. That requires discipline. So here's what I wrote down. The primary reason I see agents every day with low productivity, having negative cash flow, being terribly frustrated in the business, quitting coaching that we offer them, being angry with themselves and the world, is a lack of discipline as to what they have to say and what they have to do every day. On a scale from 1 to 10, how disciplined are you? Number 2, they're masters of the morning schedule. You're going to learn starting next week that the morning schedule between the time you get up and noon is the critical part of the day. That's what makes a top producer. And don't kid yourself. Top producers are not top producers because they get up at 11, start to work about 2, and work till midnight. That's not what top producers do. They're masters of the morning schedule. So I wrote down, from the time they get up and go to the office to then till noon, they work extremely hard at controlling their time, controlling their environment, and the productive activities they're involved in, because these production activities affect the entire day. Number 3, they're master presenters. We're going to talk a lot about that over the course of the next 21 weeks. Master presenters. They know how to present themselves, not only in terms of how they look, but what they say. They know how to say it in a manner, a fashion, or a style that gets a response. Master presenters are masters of their scripts and dialogues. They know what to say to get the response they want. Number 4, they're experts at asking questions. If you're new to Mike Ferry TV, and we have now 10,000 plus viewers per week, so we're always getting some new people. If you're new to this, then you know and I know that selling by definition is asking questions. So what I wrote down is, since selling is nothing more than asking questions, we have to help you discover that by asking questions, you find the needs and desires of the prospect you're talking to. Talking excessively is not part of the professional sales process. Asking questions is the sales process. Number 5, they average between 70 and 75% of the listings they take sell. And in this market, they're probably averaging 95%. But they also average 70 to 75% of the time when they make a listing presentation, they get a contract signed. NAR states that the average agent takes listings 22% of the time. You go on 100 presentations, you take 22 listings. These agents go on 100 presentations, they take 70 to 75 listings. Why? Because they're masters of the presentation. Number 6, they're students of understanding personality styles. We're going to talk about that during our series, understanding personality styles, because see, guys and gals, it's our ability to adapt to all the people we talk to that makes us great, not letting them or ask them to adapt to us. And number 7, they are fanatical about the customer service that they offer. Fanatical on the customer service. So I look and say to myself, there probably is 150 things they do right. I've identified 7. But over the course of the next 21 weeks after today, we're going to look at all 21 steps that build the foundation for a great salesperson. Now, here's the catch. Don't quit. Don't quit on your customer. Don't quit on your prospect, and don't quit on yourself. But Mike, I don't always like the things you ask me to do. Fine, don't quit. Let's see if you can go through all 21 to 22 weeks and make this work for you. Each week, I'm going to give you a homework assignment that is designed to help you be more productive. So you're going to love today's homework assignment, okay? On the screen, you can click as soon as I finish in a minute. And that will allow you to then register for a free coaching evaluation call with one of my team. We've got a great team of people. They're going to ask you 10, 12, 15 questions to see if you should go further with what we offer than what you watch each week with us. I'm excited about the next 21 weeks taking you through the Mike Ferry sales system. Each week, I'm going to give you 4 or 5 specific things that you can do to enhance that particular topic. Don't quit. Don't stop. Don't let up on yourself. See you next week.
Okay, can you right now go on to mikeferry.com and can you get a coaching call? Free coaching call. Do you think that he'll allow you to do that?
Sure, your first time, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Your first time you can do that. Would that be of any interest or benefit to anybody in this room yet, do you think? I'm gonna shock and amaze you. I'm gonna say no. No. Why would I tell you not to, that you don't, and you could if you want to. Please don't get me wrong. You could if you want to. But there's so much out there free for you right now that I think you should, I'm a big believer in leveraging, right? So I want you to leverage everything that you can find out for free before you go out and you pay for something. So when you say, what should I use for my CRM system? What do you think I should use? I say, before you go out and buy one, you already have one and you're already paying for it. So why don't you use that one? See where I'm at? And then if what you're doing isn't working and there's a better system out there for you to utilize, great, then go get that, okay? But don't ever buy something that you can get for free. So when I'm looking at apps online, okay? Oh, write this down because one of our licensees got caught out on this, okay? If you don't already have a free scanner app, okay, your phone is a scanner. Did you know this? I had a real estate licensee who was, had a listing licensee get all bent because they didn't transmit a counter because they thought they had to come into the office to scan a document. And I was a little irritated with that. Why would that be? Because your phone is a scanner, and that counter offer could have been scanned to the listing licensee, and that whole brouhaha never should have happened. Okay? Like my phone is a scanner. So like watch this. So I have a scanner app on my phone. So let me see. Sure, you can if you want. Yeah, and I'm going to email it to you. So I have a scanner app, and mine is called, I have to find it. Mine is called Genius Scan. It's absolutely 100% free. I'm not telling you it's the best one. I'm telling you it was a free app, okay? So I'm going to say Genius Scan, okay? And I'm going to go, okay, I'm done with that. I'm going to open Genius Scan up. Okay. Cancel. No documents, okay? All I have to do on my Genius Scan is hit my camera, okay? And I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to hit the button. It's going to show me the image that I just took, okay? And I'm going to say, use it. It's going to enhance it. Oh, and it shows me something. So I take a look at the photo, and because my arm is sitting here, it's casting a shadow. So this is no good, right? So I'm going to cancel that, and I'm going to go back. Now, I'm going to do it here, and I'm going to try and get in a little bit better light. Nope, not good. I need to retake it. It only took this much of it. But long story short, what am I going to do? I'm going to take a photo. It's going to ask me, how do you want me to send it? I'm going to either email it to you or text it to you, and it's going to be a scan of this document, whatever it is. Okay? So your phone's a scanner. Did you know this? Can I just tell you what I just saved you? A trip to the office. What is that worth to you in time, energy, and effort? Okay? What is the other thing that you could do? What is the other thing you guys could do? I can take a photo of a document with my phone and I can email that, right? Right? So if you don't want to use a scanner. So again, this is called Genius App. Genius Scan, I lied. Genius Scan. Now, no, cancel. So can you, and then I can, actually, and I can do, if we had the lights on, it would work a lot better. But your phone is a scanner, right? So huge amount of time savings just knowing that right there. Any document that you have, if the scanner goes down, if the BizHub is busy, what can you do? Scan it with my phone, okay? All right, so I missed something. So let's go over this. He says, Mike Ferry. Now, Mike Ferry coaches people who make $1 million a year. Do you think he's worth listening to? Okay, so he says you have to be highly disciplined. Who in here is highly disciplined? You're highly disciplined. okay disciplined. I'm not highly disciplined, I'm okay. There's certain things in my life I'm very disciplined about, and there's other things in my life I'm really not disciplined about. If you want to see what things I'm not disciplined about, come and look at my office. My office looks like downtown Beirut, okay? But there's other things I'm very disciplined about, okay? So if you're a highly disciplined person, what does this tell you? That says good. If I'm highly disciplined, that's yay. If I'm not highly disciplined, what am I worried about? Highly disciplined people do well. And if you're not disciplined, what tends to happen is your life is always a gigantic mess. Now, and if you are that person, there's lots of people out there that are this person. Your life is a mess, and it's a mess all the time, and it was a mess yesterday, and it was a mess last year, and it was a mess 10 years ago, and so it's probably going to be a mess in the future. But you have the opportunity in your business life or in areas and segments of your life to be highly disciplined, don't you? So I'm going to choose, if I'm going to do real estate for my career where I make my money, I'm going to choose to be highly disciplined in my real estate career. Is that a skill that you can work on, being disciplined? Are you naturally disciplined, or do you have to work at it?
I have to work at it.
You have to work at it? You're not naturally disciplined. How come?
Well, I guess, I mean, growing up, I just like always had a routine and kind of stuck with it. So.
Yes. Okay. So I would actually write that down. Having a routine is key. And by the way, you're going to learn how big of a deal having a routine is. Right now, do you have a routine? That's things that you do every single day. So remember I showed you the hot sheet? What did I tell you about the hot sheet? I'm looking at the hot sheet daily, and I'm not just looking at it. I don't just run it and go, oh, cool, hot sheet. I actually go through it just like I was doing every single day. I open up every property. I look at all the photos. I look at the documents. I look at tax. I do those 4 things on every single property. Okay? Sometimes I get really quick. I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for that. But when you're brand new in the market, why do I want you on the hot sheet looking at the properties every single day? I want you to know what's out in the market. I want you to be able to have a conversation. I want when somebody asks you about a listing for you to go read one. I want when you're on floor time for you to know where to find the answers to the question. I want you to be a lot more familiar. I want you to remember stuff like, okay, I don't know anything, but I remember on that when my buyer is talking about, well, I could buy this house, but I would have to add another garage to it. I remember that Spinell said that what? A bay and a garage is $16,000. Okay, you're going to start looping some things together. Okay, now am I telling you that you can build a garage for $16,000? No, that's what Spinell can build a garage for. One extra bay on an existing property. I'm not telling you that's what something costs, but it gives me a what? It gives me an idea, okay? And I can show somebody, well, a builder can build a garage, one stall of a garage for this. That starts a conversation, okay? I have to be a master of my morning schedule. Did you notice that he said, and I'm going to tell you this is 100% true, people who are highly effective in real estate get up really early in the morning and they work really hard until about noon. So that means when I'm asleep, what are they doing? They're working and prospecting, and they are highly disciplined. And you're going to hear this all the time with this guy. And this is what he believes in. He believes that if you will commit to a morning schedule, then that what you do is you commit to doing things in the morning. You lay out your appointments in the evening. You commit to doing things in the morning. You lay out your appointments in the evening. You commit to doing things in the morning. You lay out your appointments in the evening. Guess what starts to happen? It becomes your routine, and then guess what else starts to happen? You start doing your deals. You start doing deals. So if I prospect in the morning, by the afternoon, I'm showing property or I'm going on a listing appointment. Okay? Every single day, I'm trying to do something that puts me in front of a buyer who wants to buy or a seller who wants to sell. Every single day, I'm doing something that puts me in front of a buyer who wants to buy or a seller who wants to sell. Every single day, I'm doing something that puts me in front of a buyer who wants to buy or a seller who wants to sell. And the only thing I'm trying to do is get my business together so that I can put myself in front of a buyer who wants to buy or a seller who wants to sell. Knowing the inventory is one of the most critical ways to put yourself in front of a buyer who wants to buy or a seller who wants to sell. Okay, which is also why you're committing for the next 2 months to do open houses every weekend. And because we went through the stats yesterday, you know what open houses and where you want to position yourself in the market. See what I'm trying to do? Okay, cool. Okay, time you wake up until noon, you're going to work hard, and basically, this says lead generate. This is what you're supposed to be doing in the morning, okay? He said master presenters. I missed number 4. What did I miss? Is it questions? What did you
I
say?
highly this with masters of the morning, master presenters, experts at asking questions.
Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's,
Yeah, you just didn't.
asking questions. So this is number 4. Okay? All right, so master presenters, remember scripts. You want to know what's really easy? Is if you say the same things all the time. I say the same things all the time. Some of you are going to start picking up some of the things I say. And you're going to say things that I pick up, you're going to say, and I'm going to say it. So I'm going to have scripts. So when I go sit in an open house, I ask every single person the exact same question when they walk in the door. It might be different than what you ask them. Okay? I say, so what brought you out here today? So what brought you out today? Why? Why am I asking that question? It's a softball. I'm not asking them if I can help them. I'm not saying the same crap other licensees say to them. Like, so welcome. Can I show you around? This is the kitchen. I'm not doing that. I'm not asking them a question that they can say no to. I'm asking them an open-ended question, and I'm trying to come off as very non-threatening. Okay? And that way, if they're an agent who comes in, I'm like, hey, so what brought you in today? They're going to be like, oh, hi, I'm Dean with Jack White. I just came out to preview the listing, or blah, 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 whatever. But I'm just asking a super softball. And it's a way to get the conversation started. And
When I'm on my game and I'm thinking of prepared for good day, this is Dean, how may I help you?
hey, good day, this is Dean. How can I help you? When somebody walks in the door. Yeah. See, and I'm just a believer, and it just only worked for me. I'm not saying what you're doing is bad. I quit asking people if they had real estate agents. I quit asking if I could help them, and I quit asking them if I could show them around. Exactly. So I'm trying to do
Easy out.
well, and I'm trying to do something. Here's my
Different
shtick.
from what they do.
Exactly. I just want to stand out and be different. Yeah.
Can I have a chance to earn your business?
Oh,
It's a Jack White agent, back off.
yep, exactly. Perfect. I like what you're doing. Okay, so I don't ask people if they're working with somebody because I don't care. I don't ask anybody if they're just out. And by the way, I think it's just so interesting. People get so mad when sellers on the street come into open houses. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe that the neighbor from across the street came over and wanted to go through this house. I'm like, are you out of your ever-living mind? Neighbors who come into an open house are probably going to be thinking about selling your house. Are you out of your ever-living mind? But that always cracks me up. It always does. People are like, I can't believe the looky-loos came out. And I'm like, the looky-loos are the future listings. But that's okay. You get mad. I'm excited they're there. I'm thrilled. I'm asking if I can do a CMA on their house. Oh, well, we're not really ready to sell our house yet. I'm like, hey, I can come out and do a CMA for you once a quarter. I can do it half a year. I can do it once a year. I can put you on an email program. I can do whatever you want. That's what I'm doing. I'm excited about them. Okay? So master presenters, I'm going to say the same things all the time. You know the other reason why I say the same things all the time? I know what I've said. Do you ever forget what you've said? I forget what I've said all the time. I say the same things to people all the time. I know what I've said. You're going to notice sometimes I say, hey, friend, and that's only because I've tried to, in my mind, sometimes I forget people's names right off the top of my head. Like I can't remember, Kimberly, I look at you, I look at you, look at you. You scream Kimberly to me, and I'm thinking, God, is it Kimberly? Is it Kimberly? I don't want to get her name wrong. By the way, I switched my kid's name, so it's nothing against you personally. It's just that I don't want to look like a jerk. Okay, so sometimes I'll say, hey, you, how are you doing? Okay, I'm going to be expert at asking questions. Okay, so when somebody comes into an open house, there's a compelling reason why they came into that open house. So I'm trying to find out. My job is to find out what's the compelling reason that brought them into that open house. Okay, so. What do you think the reasons that they go into the open house are, you guys? What's that? They're hoping that they can use, here's my favorite, they need to use the bathroom. Okay, they're driving around, their kids need to use their bathroom. Okay, sometimes I can help them, sometimes I can't. There's people out there looking for decorating tips. That's okay. Sometimes they're neighbors looking to see what the property is listed for, what it looks like inside. They saw a sign and the sign pulled them in. There's people who go out, believe it or not, these are my favorite. You might meet investors out there. There are investors who, and I've actually had them in my pre-licensing class because I ask them to get licensed, who are out every single weekend at open houses. That's what they do. they hit open houses every single weekend. Okay. And the one guy I said, he goes, I've been doing this for 20 years. I was like, wow. So he's out every single weekend. He and his wife, it's what they do. They go to, I mean, what do you do on the weekends? I mean, is there an activity that you do every single weekend? You know, do you go to church and go out to breakfast? These folks go to open house every single weekend. Okay. So, but the one thing he did tell me that I was really interested in is he said that he's an investor and he owns about 15 properties. So he not only goes out to open houses, he actually buys. Why do I want to know that guy? Why do I want to be that guy's realtor? He's a serious buyer, okay? So yeah, so I'm happy to see the same people over and over. You've got the people who are clutching the Anchorage Dispatch News. Those are people who are out because of the open house ads, okay? So you've got, and I want to find out about all these different people. So, and I'm naturally curious. I really do want to know what brought them out. And I really do want to know if they're interested in purchasing now or in the future. And the other thing that I'm happy is I don't care if you buy today, tomorrow, next week, next year, or 10 years from now. Why? They're still going to buy. I don't care when. I need business 10 years from now, don't I? I don't care. I don't care when. I don't care when they sell. I don't care when they buy. I need business then. So cool. I'm happy that they're there. Okay, so average, they're going to go on listing presentations. Okay, so how many listing presentations have you been on, Dean, since you're my master? What do you think? How many do you think? Thousands? Okay. What do you, okay, he goes, okay, let's be real. 1,000. Okay, do you know your get rate? What's your get? What do you, of all the number? Over 50%. Okay. I'm going to bet that's excellent, and that has everything to do with how long you've been in the business, right? And do you have a presentation? And do you do the same things every time? Why do you do the same things every single time?
It's succeeded, and it's repetitive, and it's ironed out a few wrinkles here and there, but it's that you do it over and over and over, you get confident, you get good, you don't make mistakes, and as you said, I know what I say most of the time, so
Exactly.
when I come back and not remembering something, I know how I do it.
Exactly. So if I have a process of doing something, and here's the other thing that I promise you that's gonna make the difference, what'll make the grade, is if you go on a listing presentation and you don't get it, somehow you think that however you performed during that listing presentation was the reason why it didn't work. So then the next listing presentation you go on, you're gonna change it somewhat because you think that they didn't hire you because of the listing presentation you made. So then you're gonna do something different. And then however long that takes, somebody's gonna hire you. So then you're going to recognize, here are all the things that I tried. And this one, when I added all of these tools together, this one was the one that worked. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so that's the kind of stuff you do. You keep trying things until you win one. Now, some of you are going to get what I call a pity listing. What's a pity listing? My mom or dad is going to have me list their house. My best friend is going to have me list their house. They're just going to let me do it because it's my first time, they know it, they're willing to let me try, they're good with that. And is that okay? Yes, that's good. Should you still do a listing presentation to somebody who's going to give you a pity listing? Yeah, you should. And the other thing you should say is, hey, Teresa, I know you're my best friend, but I'm going to do this listing presentation with you, and I want you to be it's you and me, I want you to be brutally honest, okay? And then I want you to take their feedback, and then I want you to incorporate their feedback. Does that sound good? Okay, all right, so if I get really, really, really good at a listing presentation, and all of a sudden, Dean thinks he gets 50% of all the listings he goes on. So that means for every 2 listings he goes on, he's gonna get every 2 listing presentations he goes on, he knows he's going to get 1. So that means if he wants to have a book of 10 listings, okay, he has to go on how many listing presentations, right? So that's easy math, boys and girls. What if you get 75% of all listings that you go on? That's 3 out of 4. That means I have to go, so in theory, I start, because you can't capture every listing presentation you go on. You just can't. And trust me when I tell you, there's better people than you that are doing this. There is. There's me. There's Dean and Karen Custer back there. She's really, really good. She's super good, okay, at listing presentations. Okay, I have to be students of understanding personality type. Is it okay with you guys if we do some personality testing tomorrow? Are you guys up for it? Yeah, well, I'm not going to do the DISC test because you have to send that off, but we're going to do some things that are like that. And I have a couple different personality tests that we can do, and those can really be very interesting for you. And I'll show you all my personality testing too. I'm not afraid, so that you can know, like, there's certain, Teresa's weird about certain things, and yes, I am. There's some things I'm weird about. And then fanatical about customer service. This is going to be the thing that's really going to differentiate you. Where do you guys like to shop? Where do you like to shop?
Motorcycle store.
You like to shop at the motorcycle store. Is there one motorcycle store that you like to go to more than others?
Yes.
Okay. And is there any reason why you can, is it because they're closer to you?
Bigger, better, newer.
Bigger, better, newer? Do they do nicer things for you? What else? They sponsor you. There you go. So you're loyal to somebody who's loyal to you. Do they give you good customer service? Okay. Do you ever think about how you're treated when you're walking around a store?
Yes.
Okay. Do you ever get really irritated if somebody is too aggressive with you? Okay. So one of the things I think that you ought to be evaluating, all of a sudden because you're in sales, you ought to be evaluating how you're being treated every single day when you purchase something. Okay. You ought to be, and I mean evaluating, like sitting back and saying, what do I like? What do I not like? And there's a couple amazing ways you can do this. I know most of you, I don't know that every one of you are going to go out and buy a new car, unless you just heard my story about Toyota and you're going to go buy a new car, because they're paying you to buy it. But every one of you, I bet, this week, the next 2 weeks, they're going to go out to dinner. So I want you to evaluate the service you received when you're at dinner. And I want you to evaluate, what do you like and what do you not like, okay? Are you a person who likes somebody to come in and talk to you too much? Not enough? How do you feel when they get really super close to you? How do you feel if they reach across? You know what I'm saying? There's like how you interact in your personal space. I'm a person who, I want to be really careful when eating off of clean plates, and I care whether or not there's hairs in my food and smudges on glasses and that kind of stuff. So I care whether or not things are clean, et cetera, et cetera. How do I like the ambiance? Is it really, there's restaurants I don't like to go. People say, let's meet at this restaurant. I'm like, oh my gosh, I think it's really loud. Can we meet somewhere else because it's a little bit quieter? There's a couple of restaurants, good food, but it's loud. You know, I'm not, 20 anymore. I don't want to hear music like that. So you're going to have an opportunity. Now, there's a couple places that will really test your boundaries. All right? You ready? You can go test some sales skills. You know people who are really, really good salespeople? Car salesmen are salespeople. Some are good, some are bad, some are otherwise. But you can test your sales skills with a car salesman. And you know what's really good is when you're testing your sales skills when you don't actually want to buy something. Now, if every one of you walks out with a car, they're really good, okay? How about, my other favorite is a furniture store. Okay, I've had some of the best service I've ever received in my life has been at a furniture store, and some of the worst service I've ever received in my life has been at a furniture store. I have actually had to tell a salesperson you are standing way too close to me. Said, and I'm in sales, so what does that tell you? Okay, so does everybody understand what a hula hoop is? Do you know that people have to teach special needs kids what a hula hoop is? Okay, meaning people's personal space. And there's some cultures that you have to teach them that Americans require a certain amount of personal space. So if I have somebody who is right up underneath my arm and way too close to me, they start really irritating me. And they start irritating me on a lot of different levels. But I've had to tell somebody, I'm in sales. I know what you do. I know you're paid on commission, but you are standing way too close to me. Okay? Also, I don't appreciate being followed around, okay? I really don't. That really, what did you say, creeper? I was being a creeper when I was writing all that stuff down. That just makes me uncomfortable. Say, if you give me your name, okay, tell me who you are, tell me where you'll be in the store, And if I'm interested in purchasing anything, I promise I will come ask you. Promise. I will ask for you because I understand that you're paid on commission. I got it. Okay? So you don't have to follow me around the store. Now, when I want help, I'm the type of person, when I want help, I want it now. When I have a question, I need you to answer me, or I need you to know what I'm talking about. Is this leather or is this pleather? I don't know what you mean. I know what you mean. I'm like, okay, is this plastic or is this cow? Does it move or no? That's what I need to ask you, okay? And I need you to know, right? Okay, so one of the ways that you can actually, believe it or not, increase your sales ability and increase is to compare how you feel when you're treated really well and how when things that really irritate you. Okay, and maybe you know all of the things off the top of your head. Do you know things that just really bother you when you're being sold something? Tell me what they are.
Over-aggressive people.
Over-aggressive people. People are so you know right now that that's a turnoff. If that's a turnoff to you, do you think it's a turnoff to a lot of other people? I'm going to bet you $100 you're right. Okay, anything you particularly hate? All the things I've been said. Okay, how about super close talkers? How about people with bad breath? How about people who smell bad? Okay, what other kinds of stuff? Dean, what are stuff that you hate with salespeople? Okay, I know he's not listening. Anything that you hate with salespeople?
I like when I walk into the store and they ask me if I have any questions or anything, and then after that, go away until I can.
Okay, so you want them to be friendly. You don't want them to ignore you. That is important. You want to acknowledge people when they come in, but you don't want to stalk them when they're in. I think you're right. I think that's good. Anything else? What do you think?
When you don't get anybody that talks to you and you're standing there on the floor.
Yep.
One of the best things I ever did was say hi when I sold more.
Yep.
Sold 3 times and all the other
Make
stuff.
sure-
Just because they said hi to me first.
Exactly. So make sure you acknowledge people. I actually think you're.
Kids, when you run into a family,
There you go.
say hi to the kids, take time out, talk to the kids.
Absolutely.
Parents will love you for it.
What do you hate about salespeople, Karen? What do you love about salespeople? What do you hate about salespeople?
The one I disliked the most is when I went in to buy a new Q7 and I was trading a Q7 and the guy still wanted to tell me everything about the car.
And
It's like,
you're,
I've owned this car for 3 years,
so you could probably shut the hell up and maybe get a sale.
so I do have to sometimes tell them, I'm an engineer, I can't say I'm not.
Oh, okay, listen to, actually, Karen, I love that. I'm an engineer. You can't sell me something. I'm a consumer. I have already done my research. I will buy.
I already know more about this car than you.
Yeah, and I was online. I've researched it. I own it. I maybe even have talked to Audi, right? Okay, I might have taken a tour of the of the plant in Germany where it was constructed. Okay, so you are not going to tell me anything. Actually, I think that's a great point, though. I think that's a wonderful point that you want to be really careful and not when you know somebody is an expert in something. So, for example, if a builder walks in, I probably should shut the hell up about the construction of the property, shouldn't I? They maybe know a little bit more than I do. Okay, but don't be afraid to ask those questions. But fanatical customer service, what does that mean to you? Okay, are you feeling like when you have a question, they can answer it? Are they following up with you when they need to follow up? Anybody ever at a restaurant where you have to wait for 30 minutes for them to bring you a check? That drives me crazy. That drives me crazy. I don't want to sit there for an additional 30 minutes. I want to, and if I have to signal you like 3 times that I want the check, like I'm really irritated. Okay, so right?
So you would tip real well.
I'm a believer in tipping. I do tip, and I'll tell you why. Because they touch my food. Yeah, I'm a big believer in tipping well, just because of that. What's that? Yeah, I probably will, because if somebody can spit or sneeze on my food, maybe you might get if you whistle for somebody. Did you get one mad at you? Okay. All right. What do you love? How do you know you're getting excellent customer service, and where do you like to shop? This is Willie Brown, for everybody who doesn't know
I like
Willie.
to shop like at Men's Warehouse.
Okay.
I get excellent customer service.
And there's cute girls there, aren't there, Willie?
Well,
Well, there
but my
are.
favorite, to tell you the truth, is she just did.
She did the class?
Yeah, she did
Yeah.
the class, Tiffany.
Yeah.
And, she really knows the product, she knows fashion, she knows, and very knowledgeable, so. and-
Okay.
And great customer service. Customer service, is something you don't find out there a lot.
Isn't that the truth, though? Yeah.
Seriously.
I know that somebody gives you customer service by going over and above and doing something that they don't have to do. That's one of the ways I know. I also know you get good customer service when somebody follows up with you. So one of the reasons why there's a ton of women out there who are like dyed-in-the-wool Legionnaire fans of Nordstrom is Nordstrom built a shoe business into a retail giant by giving the kind of customer service that you don't get places. I've had a salesperson at Nordstrom bring me to my office something that I needed. Left the store, drove to my office, and brought me something that I needed. Okay, now most retail places, they ain't gonna do that for you, but that company will. I've had them meet me at the door downtown with something I needed because I didn't want to go in and pay. So that's the kind of, that might be the point of differentiation. So what are you willing to do to give excellent customer service? What are things you're willing to do? Now, any other companies out there absolutely known for their customer service? Nordstrom is kind of in our market area, probably the one that is most well-known for service. Is there a company that you've received really, really good service on? Oh, you've received excellent customer service there? Okay, cool. Anywhere else? Have you received, so you must have Men's Warehouse?
Yeah.
I've been in there before.
They've given good customer service? Okay.
They will literally walk around with you the whole time. And it's not an annoying customer service.
There you go. That's the one.
It's very helpful.
Yeah.
And not in your face.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's weird how like.
You've gone from Nordstrom. Okay. Okay. And now there's a couple companies that are known for horrible customer service. Okay. And if you've received, I have a beef with Best Buy. I have a beef with Best Buy. Huh? I don't, not that I've ever received. You know, it's like, yeah, Best Buy is a place that I think has terrible customer service. Okay, I mean, at least as far, and I'm not that hard to please. Okay, but not so happy. So what can you do? What can you do when it comes to real estate to give excellent customer service? How do you know you're giving excellent customer service? How do you know? Because you still have a client. There you go.
From him getting back to you.
Yeah.
If the client calls you back and doesn't just ignore, because if they're not calling you back, either they don't want your help or they're annoying.
They can be.
They wanna talk to you.
They can be. Yeah. Or they tell you, oh my gosh, you solved that problem. You know, sometimes when I had to call clients, I tried to have the problem solved before I called them. Do you know what I mean? Like there was a glitch. I called a couple people. So, and let me give you an example. Had something happen yesterday, okay? So we had a licensee make an offer on a property that got accepted. And they had a counter offer that had to do with an as-built survey. So, you know, one of the things that we're going to ask everybody to do is to have your as-built surveys updated, right? And the licensee said, yeah, come on in, you guys, come on in. Until pizza gets here or Gabe gets here, I'm just going to keep riffing, okay? So the listing licensee wrote back and said, hey, nothing's changed on this as-built survey, so the seller is declining to do an updated as-built survey. Guess what the lender said? No, the lender said there is a change on the building. The lender came and said there is a change on the building. Now, so we had the original contract said if we want to update, the counteroffer said there has been no changes, so there's no need to do an updated survey. Then the lender says, oh, there's been a change. So now, what are we doing? So, and I said to the licensee, stop for a second before you get all jacked up and excited and you contact everybody. Call find out how much an update is, do these things, so then when you call your client, you already have an answer, right? So you already have an answer. So instead of just calling them and being like, oh my God, we have a problem, or maybe we have a problem, or oh my God, instead of calling them with a problem, call them with options and solutions. That is excellent customer service.
Don't freak them out.
Don't flip them off. I mean, slow your roll. Okay, but do you see the difference? Okay, just because you find something out doesn't mean you have to tell everybody. Okay, so while you're here, I want to invite everyone to lunch on behalf of Jack White. We have pizza in the back, okay? Can you please, everybody, do me a favor if you take the last piece of pizza? Please throw the box away, because your mommy doesn't work here. I mean, me. Okay, is that okay with everybody? Can we all do that? Now I know Willie's all, nope, I'm going to make you do it again because I enjoy so much. You just like to see my head spin. I know. Okay.
I know. She's doing it again. She's doing it again.
Teresa Block.
Lovely.
Honey,
You want to start with me?
I have got a vote to pick with you. Why did you tell me this morning?
Oh, I'm always doing him. I'm in boot camp. I always do him. What are you talking about? What did I tell you? I told you this for years.
I said, I do my theory in boot camp. Give Ursula's words to me.
I've told you things. You know how much I love you.
Tell me again.
Okay, I know you know how much I love you.
Better.
Okay.
So did you already do the start of the first one?
Yeah,
When? Today?
today.
Come on.
Come on, you want to come back? You want to do it? You want to do it with me after we're
Yeah.
done?
Yeah.
Let's do it. We'll do it after you're done.
Deal.
Done. Mwah.
Love you.
Love you more.
Where's mine?